Hello everyone. You have seen earlier that GPS C by A code, which is a sequence length of 1023 bits, and it has a chipping rate of the C by A code is 1.023 megahertz, and its repetition period for the sequence is of 1 millisecond. We have seen that the GPS code register, it has a two 10-bit shift register G1 and G2, which generate a maximum length of these PN codes with a length of 2 raised to 10 minus 1, that is 1023 bits. And it can be described using a linear code generator by means of polynomials. We will see that polynomial equations for the structure of a G1. The C by A code, the polynomial that describes the register architecture of G1 is 1 plus x cube plus x raised to 10, and this polynomial has both the initial state for the C by A code and a P code generator shift registers. That we'll see here in this table. It has a generation of C by A code and a P code here. Now each satellite requires that G code, that C by A code, and that is obtained from the exclusive OR of the G1 direct output sequence and a C1 direct output sequence and a delayed version of this G2 there. Now the delayed effect in the G2 PRN code, which is obtained by the exclusive OR of the selected position of the two taps, whose output is called as G21. Generally we consider that we can add a phase shift version of its product, and it has the same sequence with a different phase. So that's why the function of two tap registers, that is G2 shift register, is to shift the code phase in G2 with respect to the code phase in G1 without the need for an additional shift register to perform this delay. Now each C by code PRN number is associated with two tap positions on G2. Now this table indicates that for the GPS PRN code here, that is tap selection C by code, delayed one P by P code here, and that is for the C by A code generator. The first 32 of these PRN numbers are reserved for the space segment, and 5 additional PRN numbers are reserved for other users. Now this C by A code that is used of this particular phase 1 to validate the operation and the accuracy of the system before any satellites launch there. Now come to the GPS P code. That is GPS P code is a PRN sequence generated using a 12-bit shift register defined by X1A, X1B, X2A and X2B. And if you see that in this particular figure, we have a X1A register, X1B register there, and the X1A register output is combined by an exclusive OR circuit with the X1B. Here we are having X1A, here X1B. The output of these two are combined to form the X1 code generator, and X2A register is combined by an exclusive OR circuit with X2B register output to form the X2 core generator. The composite X2 result is fed to shift register delay of the satellite PRI number in chips and then combined by the exclusive OR circuit with X1 composite result to generate the P code here. Now this P code, if you see that how it is generated here, it is defined in the table here, that is generation of the P code. So it is seen that is P code generated and their chip rate we can have. And if you consider that AX1 and X2 and that chip rate is about 1023, if we are having the 4 tap rate 12 bit, so that chip rate is about the 4093. We will not go in detail about this P code generator here. Now this P code generator obtain GPS code generator and its polynomial and the initial state for the G1, G2 and X1A, X1B, X2A and X2B. They are about their polynomial and the initial code to generate the P code and a C by A code. This is for your GPS code generator polynomial and its sequence. If you see that for the received signal, so minimum power level required for the given GPS signal, and generally a GPS signal level is to be defined in terms of a power level, and that is depending upon the antenna and what is the polarity of this given antenna, or we can say that what is gain and a polarization for this particular antenna there. Generally GPS satellite transmits right hand circular polarized wave, and we can find out what will be the link budget for this transmitting antenna. Generally antenna gain is to be considered for this right hand circular antenna. So we can have that received signal at this particular receiver, it should be a received minimum signal, because the right hand circular signal is transmitted, so it can be received a linear polarized wave, or we can have a left hand circular polarization there can be achieved by the antenna there. So users should know that what is the transmitting level of the signal and what will be the minimum signal level received by the receiver there. Otherwise there will be error for the given signal. And the given satellite transmit the data, and it should have inclination of with horizon, that is 5-degree inclination with horizon. Then and then we can able to receive the signal level there. So we should know that what is the GPS receivers and its codes. Generally we say all GPS satellite is transmitting a signal that is C by A code, and its carrier frequency is about L1 equal to 1575.42, that uses a BPSK there. Then C by A code clock rate, that is 1023, and the PN sequence has length of 1023 bits. L1 carrier, master carrier, P code is at carrier of carrier frequency L2 using BPSK, and P code is also transmitted using the BPSK modulator. These are about your PN code generation and the generation for this AL code here. Now we go ahead with the a GPS control segment, how we can receive the signal there from the control segment there. So this diagram indicates a control segment, that means control station at the earth that receives the signal from the what are the control stations available. A control segment consists of a master control station, you can say MCS there, and that MCS are 16 monitoring stations which is located throughout the world, and a 12 ground antennas. Now the master control segment or a station provides command and control functions for the GPS constellation. Because there are 24 satellites, some standby satellites are there. So this MCS master control station provides a command and control functions to this GPS constellation. So which satellite is to be used and which is in the standby mode there. Now this MCS generates navigation data and upload to the satellite. So it has TT and C command interface to receive the satellite health data through telemetry, track satellites and send command signals. The monitoring stations track the satellites and relay the received ranging information to the MCS, and they collect the data from the satellites regarding the atmospheric data, range carrier measurement, navigation signal from the satellite. Then master control station corrects the anomalies or whatever the information received from the satellite there, and correct the data and send it back to the satellite through the antenna, that is ground antenna, that is on the master control station. And these ground antennas are communicating to the satellite using S-band, and it transmits the navigation data, uploads, process for or a program loads and command signal to the satellite and a receive telemetry data. If you see that it is having this master control station and the control segment. Generally the GPS errors, that is regarding the satellite data or whichever the sensors errors are there present in the satellite, so it comes to the error of the GPS there, and that errors are nothing but ephemeric, that is a satellite clock. We can have an ionospheric layer, whatever the troposphere there, what are the multipaths there, and the level of a signal received by the receiver, and then a coordinate system of this particular receiver. So these are about the GPS error. Already we learned what are these particular components, and this comes under the errors of this GPS satellite. So GPS errors here, same here with the receiver. It has a preamplifier, and that is a filter or low noise amplifier, then down convert your signal, and then a controller or a processor to design or obtain what are the code there or what is the data sent by the transmitter there. That is regarding the GPS receiver. So we can stop here. We see next.